Alright, so it says live.
Oh, I had my mind. Oh yeah, fair. Sorry, I was just doing some setup on trying to share it out. Apparently, my friend just got 3D Doritos. So I don't know what that's about. Okay. Twitter does not want to display the. Does not want to. It doesn't want to display the information. Hey, what's up? Oh, weird. For some reason, it's not showing the thumbnail on Twitter. It's so weird. Why does it not show the thumbnail?
Okay, the chat's working, at least the overlay.
Oh, it works.
Yeah, small victories. Nick, is that Nick on? I can't see.
Yeah, it's me and Nick.
Okay, he needs to turn up if he can, or get close to the mic or something.
Is this better?
Oh, much better, thanks.
You're welcome.
What are you up to? Do you have to work?
I am editing. No,
You are editing.
No. This is, yes, I am editing my own video about the very thing you are streaming. Well, not specifically Hellslave, but the greater competition.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, so I figured I'd start us with, well, actually, I just wanted some music to be playing. I'm going to actually reset here. So while this is doing this, I guess I am going to try to share this on my SaturnDave page as well. So let's see here. Share.
For some reason, Twitter does not want to include the link to the stream. I do not know why.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
It's like a capital size 72 font. LOL. No.
Yeah, it's okay. I just figure, what's a stream without some technical difficulties, right?
Yeah. I think
It's a requirement.
I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. Hey, can you smile at the camera while I take a screenshot of this real quick?
There you go. Can I stop smiling now? Tell me you took a screenshot of that.
I did, yeah, I did.
Okay, good. Okay, so this is working right here. I'm just posting this up to the SaturnDave page. Sorry for anybody who's normally who's looking at this and wondering like why these guys don't seem to know what they're doing. But I normally stream on Facebook, and today we decided to do the YouTube thing and see. At least it'll be easier to download the video and post to Facebook later if we need to. And this way I don't have to like go to Facebook first and then try to download the video and put it up on YouTube. I really want to do the whole restream thing, Pat, but they charge you for that, you know, the multi-streaming.
Yeah, I looked at that too.
So if anybody doesn't know what this is all about, this is an annual competition. It's becoming more of an annual competition and will, I imagine, continue to be every year and hopefully get bigger and bigger. And the whole point of this is to encourage the homebrew dev scene, patches, translations, hacks, new games. And Dr. Emerald Nova over on SegaXtreme forums is kind of heading this thing up, and there's prizes and there's several submissions. So a few of us in the content creation arena, I guess, have been tasked with ranking these games in order of, you know, wow factor and, you know, what they accomplish on the Saturn and all that good stuff. So yeah, just doing a little public stream to show you guys what the options are, what the submissions are, and you guys can get an idea of what's happening in the Saturn homebrew scene. And I guess today is the deadline for ranking submissions, because by tomorrow, I guess they're going to announce the winners. Is that right, Pat?
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, they said he messaged me saying that the 15th was the deadline.
Yeah.
And the votes in. I put my votes on the forums, so if you guys want to join on the SegaXtreme forums and give yours too, that'd be great.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm running everything off of the mode here. That just seemed like the easiest way for me to do. And I will say as a disclaimer, just to be on the safe side, because there are, you know, these are not like commercial games, and they're not like, you know, some of them are obviously unfinished, you know, so just to kind of keep things compatible, as far as the mode goes, I'm just disabling all of this jazz right here. You've got like soft reset to menu, which you can have it soft reset to the mode menu, which is great. It's super convenient, but for this, I think it just kind of messes with things a little bit sometimes. And in my troubleshooting, I've just found that it's best if I just leave all this stuff off and then just kind of like reset the system. So big deal, but you know, hopefully it'll make this stream go a little better. And Carl writes in saying Hellslave is incredible. XL2 is getting the Saturn to do things that a lot of developers weren't able to. And I would have to agree, like well, I don't know that Lobotomy wasn't able to, but I mean, there is the multiplayer support, which nobody ever really was able to do, not on the deadlines that they had back then. So it's really incredible that he's able to implement that. And Nick's gonna do you're gonna do a video, right, Nick?
Yeah, I'm working on it now.
That's what you're editing right now.
Yep, chiming in on what you're saying, like I would even say it surpasses Prowrestling just with the split screen support and
really
lighting effects. And
yeah.
Easily surpasses Prowrestling. Like Prowrestling is definitely a stellar first-person shooter and is really one of the best on Saturn. But I would say XL2 is definitely best at Lobotomy. He's got 3D bad guys and better lighting, and and split screen at all is an accomplishment. I've said this many times, but no Saturn FPS, to my knowledge, could
implements
it split screen.
Right. Yeah.
It's got 4 players, which is just, it's nuts.
Yeah, I think that Lobotomy wanted to do that with Quake. I mean, with Quake, they had the 3D enemies and stuff like that, and the 3D weapons, but they wanted to do that with Quake, but they just didn't have enough time to implement it. And it is quite an achievement, and really, this game is only going to get better, but I think it comes down to like a lot of the resources, the visual collateral that's in the game, you know, just maybe having folks come and contribute in making it more unique and more like signature, you know, like rather than looking like Quake or looking like Power Slave or anything like that. That's the only thing that I would say, like, you know, comparing it to Power Slave, it looks a lot like those games because it's borrowing a lot of the resources from them.
It is borrowing a ton of Power
But that
Slave
doesn't
assets.
take away
Right.
how great it is, and I think anybody who boots it up can see just from the beginning like how great it is. So is that what we want to start with here? I guess just jump into the save save the best for first. All right, yeah.
Well,
so
actually, no, I mean, no, the best for first, then that'd be Cube Cat, then, right?
Cube Cat is like out of left field for me. Like when I saw that title, I was just like, okay, what's this? And I was really blown away. So yeah,
that was really good.
I was blown away at how good that was. So there's our Lord and Savior Sagata.
Bless him.
At work.
Bless the man.
He died for our sins so we may play Saturn and Dreamcast. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed Power Slave. I'm going to be honest, I typically hate console first-person shooters, especially in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So Power Slave was a very... sorry, not Power Slave. Hellslave was a pretty great surprise for me, and wonderful surprise that it was so great. It just was a lot of fun, has fast-paced shooting action, and it has really reminiscent of Quake, which I love.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Quake 2 especially, and that one really has the vibe of it, like from the N64. Except this one was a lot better.
All hail SHIRO. I like that.
Exactly.
So this has analog control implemented as well. So like I'm using the 3D control pad, and it works really well. Like it's really smooth. But I'm not using the Turok thing. I can't get down with that.
What do you mean?
Well, he did include a Turok kind of control scheme, and it's weird. Like you press one of the you press the Z button or the C button to go forwards and backwards, and then it's kind of different, and I'm not a big fan of that, so I turned that off.
Fair enough. I'll have to try that one out. I wasn't a fan of the look up and down with the C and X button though. It was two buttons.
C and X. Let's check it out here. Okay.
It's where you like look upwards.
Okay, so this is, hold on a second. So right now I have Turok analog off. Okay, so let's get out of here. So A fires your weapon or slices. X currently does nothing. Y does nothing. B jumps. Z and C do nothing. The D-pad does nothing, at least in this mode. Analog left goes left, analog right goes right, forward, backward, go forward and backward like that. And then left and right strafe. So there is no... Hold on a second. Let me hold down a button and see if I can get a look mode. Oh yeah, okay, so you do hold X to look. That's what it is. You hold X to look.
I wasn't a fan of that.
Okay, check this out. Turok mode. Turok analog. Cool. All right, so Turok analog uses the analog to look by default, right? So that's all it is. It's kind of like a mouse, I guess. You're looking around like that, and then Z goes forward, C goes backwards, kind of like a tank control or something like that. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, that's weird actually. Z goes forward and B goes backwards, which is really weird because Z is diagonal to B. That is.
I was never a big fan of that sort of control layout.
Yeah.
On the console.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we got the twin sticks and stuff that we did.
It does not require a RAM cart, Stuart. He's asking if it requires a RAM cart, and no, it literally. This is, I am running this off of a stock sorry, not a stock it is stock other than the fact that I have a mode installed in it. So I have an ODE installed, but it's just running, there's no mod chip in here or anything like that. So anyway, I'm actually going to start playing it so folks can see what it does.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We gotta get down to the gameplay.
Get into the ducks here. Is it, it's supposed to be just ambient noise right now? No music?
There should be music.
There should be, shouldn't there?
In the first level, there is just ambient noise. The music doesn't really kick off until after you're...
Okay, that's right, because we had music at the intro. I know that music is working on here.
Okay. So for some reason, the music is weird. Like, I got music on the first level, though. I don't know if that... Maybe I might have went to the second one by mistake.
Well, the first level is sort of like a level 0 where you pick a 3-pronged path to choose your difficulty, and that has music. And then when you get to this part, I believe this is supposed to just be ambient noise, unless there is some kind of glitch.
Okay, let's just see.
Gotcha. Also, quick question: I could not get past the warehouse. Did you guys get past the warehouse at all?
What's the warehouse? I've beat the demo. I don't know what you're talking about though.
Do you know when you get into that building? It's like this giant building in the middle of the middle of the level, and you like go to the bathrooms.
Yeah, so you're talking like that Duke Nukem 3D looking level, like
yeah.
Okay, so if I recall correctly, there was some kind of a switch or button. Ah, shit, I don't remember where. That one took me a second to figure out too, but there was definitely like a switch that activated some kind of like either a door or a trap door or something, and it led me to some murky sewers, and the murky sewers eventually led me to the end of the level. That one took me a second to figure out, though. I do remember that being a little bit of a challenge.
Yesterday when I played through it, I just got through really, really quick. Like, oh, okay. So yesterday I got through really quick, and this door is only opening up like part way. That's weird. Is there like a code or something like that?
I don't think so. I thought it just opened up.
All right. Yeah, for some reason it's... I don't know. It's only opening up part way.
Wait, hold up. So you're at that fan? You're there you are. Right?
I'm at this red door with little gears on it and stuff, and it's only opening up part way.
I don't
think bizarre.
That's how you progressed at all.
Right. Okay.
I don't...
Well, we'll just...
Unless there's like a secret in there, but that's not the way out of this building. You go up that platform.
You go up the platform? All right. Where was the platform?
That was across the hall from that door you were attempting to get through.
All right.
Yeah, Stuart, I felt the same way. This definitely reminds me a lot of Quake 2. In a way, and that's why I loved it. It's like, oh man, it's giving me that vibe of Quake 2, which I loved for the N64.
Okay, so...
Was it Quake 64, right?
So when I go through here and I go down into the water, and then it brings me up into this room, I'm like not exactly sure where to go from here, because there's a fan there, and then there's like, what else? Do you know?
There's a bit of a delay in the stream, so now I'm about 10 seconds behind on video.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm
it's
using...
okay. It's not your fault.
I should have used... I found it. I figured it out. Yeah, it's just before I just got there a lot quicker. There you go. And this comes over here. Well, then just put her on the couch with George or something like that. Okay. Oh, look, we got a Saturn here, and we've got a display showing Ponut. Yeah, it was showing the pony game.
Oh yeah, no, I thought that was really cool. There's actually in that same level with that building, there's actually a pony inside of it.
Touch Ponut? Ponut.
Yeah, Ponut.
Oh, watch this, guys. This is pony violence right there.
Yeah, there's a lot of that same pony. That's the one I'm
dogs.
talking about. Oh, jeez.
That was my only complaint. I don't like games that had you kill dogs. In Metal Gear Solid, I spent hours figuring out how to coat myself in piss so I didn't have to kill any dogs.
I think that was a horse.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a dog.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Rottweilers.
Who's the chick in the picture?
You're talking about the dogs you shoot. Okay.
Yeah. No, the pony was definitely a pony.
I thought you meant the pony that you just blew up.
Check it out. You can see yourself. You can see your reflection in the mirror. That's clever.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool, nice detail that they left.
Yeah. I'm sorry if you guys can't. If you guys are delayed enough that you can't really see what I'm.
No, I see it right now.
Where I'm at, but yeah. So it is really. No, I didn't go this way, did I? Yeah. No, this is new.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool seeing the references to different developers in several of the games.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that was kind of cool. I guess him and Ponut have like a joking rivalry or something.
Ponut's game is crazy. That thing is so crazy. Why do I feel like there's just... When I played it before, I got attacked a lot more. So I'm just like wondering, did I put it in easy mode or something? No, I don't think so. I just... Oh, there's a dude. Shoot him.
The difficulty depends on what path you pick in that very beginning.
Oh. Okay,
There's
now
like
see,
3 paths.
I wasn't even paying attention to that, so I guess I chose the wussy path. But still, I'm just like impressed with everything here. This is amazing. And like I said, it's only going to get better. And he's probably still, of course, working on stuff like AI. So let's go over here. Yes, I am going to echo what Pat said. If anybody wants to hop into our Discord, we just threw it up there. It's a public Discord. Feel free to join. Come and chat about Saturn. That's what we do. And we're having fun. We've got a lot of these guys who work on these games in there. Hold on just a second. I gotta pause it. Hey, Jesse. I'm gonna mute my mic because my daughter just walked out into the.
Oh, there we go. Hey, how's it going, Carlos? You should be able to talk. I think I have it set to voice channel, connect, use voice activity. Yeah, should be good to go to talk. Yeah, but yeah, what'd you guys think of the game so far? Or I guess Nick, what do you think of the game?
Hellslave? I am very, very psyched about Hellslave and cannot wait to see what happens with its future. So, I mean, he's already got 6 levels programmed. So, I hope to eventually see that become a fully fleshed out, like, release at some point. I would pay money to buy a copy of it once it's done, for sure. Like, it is terrific. It is absolutely mind-blowing that he was able to... That this is like a homebrew Saturn game. The console famed for being difficult to program for, and this man is single-handedly curb-stomping every commercially released first-person shooter on the Saturn. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is not the difficulty, just the time to do it, because, I mean...
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's different from its one developer that has a couple years to do it versus a team of devs that have, like, 6 months or less to do it.
Mm-hmm, yeah. He not having to work under really bad publishers. I don't want to call all the publishers bad, obviously, but that was an overstatement. But not having to work under those crunchy deadlines has got to...
It's like Call Sega. No.
Yeah. Exactly.
No, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I definitely really enjoyed it. And like I said before, I'm not really the biggest console first-person shooter player, but I really had fun playing it.
Oh yeah, no, I had a ton of fun with it. The controls are exactly like Prowrestling, so if anyone watching and listening has ever played Prowrestling and enjoyed it, your transition into Hellslave should be extraordinarily smooth. So.
Lots of slave.
Yep.
Prowrestling, Hellslave.
So many. So much.
So little time.
That's right. What I'm excited about, and you know, the entry into the competition thus far, it is a very early tech demo, but the Chris Mingle, the mall Santa dating simulator, I am that's a very hilarious concept, and I really anticipate an eventual full release for that. That should be pretty good.
Yeah, I'm really excited to play that one. That one seems like it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it has a lot of potential, even though it's like 5 minutes. It's like you just play it, you meet him, and it's like you're just awestruck, and you just can't move anywhere.
Right, you're awestruck by muscle-bound Santa.
It's like, and that's it. But it's a lot of fun, and I think it has a lot of potential.
It does. There needs to be like a sit on Santa's lap gag written somewhere in there. Like that's an obvious low-hanging fruit. They gotta put that in. Some kind of innuendo about colon and the stocking. You know, like there's so many.
It's like one of those those mini games to sit on his lap.
Yeah, right. You gotta like it moves left and right, and you gotta press A at the right time or something.
You gotta bounce on his leg.
It's like some like fucking WarioWare type mini games. Oh god.
Exactly. It's gonna be fun.
That would be great.
It's gonna be blast.
Don't easy there, Turbo.
Is your dog destroying your desk?
No, that was to you calling it a blast.
Hey.
My dog is taking a nap. Apology accepted.
Well,
Mr.
we're having a
Yeah.
cool chat.
Sorry, I didn't have. Yeah, so kids, you know, my baby girl woke up from her nap, and I just kind of had to get her settled then with some Curious George or whatever. Anyway, okay, so back to what we were talking about, which I don't remember what it was. But yeah, so what were you guys talking about? Oh, there's a gun down here. Let's get it.
We're
Got a
talking
pistol.
about romancing mall Santas
Ooh,
electronically.
yeah. And then crashing and burning
Yeah.
because the Santa is so hot.
Exactly. That's what we're saying, is that we're just
You're just awestruck by. Yeah.
Santa buff.
Oh, this room is crazy. Sorry, dogs. Sorry, Nick. Hey, at least they don't. I killed the dog because he was gonna kill me.
It's a personal thing. You can, if you kill dogs, I'm not gonna hate you for it.
Well,
Like,
they're just
you do
little
what you
digital. They're like
Right.
totems.
it's exactly. It's strictly a personal beef, and there's nothing that I can do to prevent it from happening.
Right.
You
need-
kill as many Rottweilers in that video game as you need to.
Okay, so I need a key, so I have to go down here.
You know, it's kind of funny when I was playing. I remember when I heard Last of Us, you'd have to like kill a dog for storyline progression.
Oh no, dude.
I was like, oh, that's just awful. Why do they have to do that? And then fast forward to the game, I'm watching my roommate playing it, and he's like, the attack dogs are there, and I'm like, use the explosive arrows on them, and I'm like, he's like, didn't you say you had a problem with them killing them? And I'm like, oh.
See, this is why Metal Gear Solid 1 is great, because it at least gives you an opportunity to get around that. You can just cut yourself in B and become the dog's best friend and call it good.
For sure. Yeah, I really like that in Metal Gear, is that you didn't have to do anything
Oh.
like that.
Right.
Okay, so I guess we'll start over.
Yeah, I'm looking. Merodonk said that XL2 actually used Quake 1 assets in this.
Yeah,
That's kind of interesting.
that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, because the ray gun kind of looked almost exactly like the one from Quake. Or the pistol.
So I guess I need a key. Oh, does that hurt you when you blow up that pot?
Yeah, it does. It's really weird.
Oh, okay.
That's a leftover from Power Slave. In Power Slave, sometimes they explode and hurt you, and sometimes they don't. So it's always best to just shoot them from a distance.
I gotcha. Let's try that. I see. Okay, yeah.
You know what always freaked me out about Quake though is that whole the whole robot sizing, turning people into robots. I think that's like one of the creepiest things that I still like do not like and have nightmares about.
Does that scare you, Patrick?
Yeah, like be turned into like a cyborg robot against your will. Like I don't know if you guys ever played Quake 4, but there's actually a scene where you like get captured and they turn you into one of the Quake bots. And, like cut off your legs and stuff and insert something in your face, and I was like, oh.
Now I
What
gotta
do you
be
think of
careful.
Cyberpunk?
No.
I thought it was
Keep
really-
falling
it's just
off.
Lava again. Yeah, you have to be careful. That's
Yeah,
why I
you
complain
do.
that the controls are pretty sensitive with that.
They sure are. But again, like, here, I thought this would be a breeze because I've already done this and I got through it and I was like, okay, I can stream this no problem. And then now, of course, I'm choking. But yeah, I thought this would be a lot easier. Ah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, that's definitely. What was I saying before that?
I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Oh,
Nobody
you were talking
knows.
about how you're afraid of people being turned into robots, and I asked you what your thoughts on Cyberpunk were.
Oh
since
yeah.
A lot of the plot of that game centers around people at least partially turning themselves into robots.
I think it's fine if it's willing, but if it's like unwilling, like you're like forced to turn into a robot like the Borg.
Oh, so yeah, that would be kind of spooky, yeah.
Yeah, like that's the fear I have. Like I don't mind if you want to become like a robot cyber guy, that's fine.
Mhm.
If it's like you're forced to do it and you become like a robot slave,
Right.
that's where the issue lies. And that's one of the things that I don't like about that cringed me about the new Mortal Kombat. Is one of the deaths, I can't remember who it was, but the fatality is they take out your brain and put into a robot slave and you work for them unwilling.
Oh shit, yeah. Okay, see, that's pretty spooky.
So do I need to go over there to those guys? I know you're.
No, you don't.
You don't. Okay,
You
so
can just shoot those
Switch and
guys
go
from a
back.
distance.
okay, but do I need to?
There's a switch on the other side.
Is there a
Yeah,
switch? How do you use it though? Do you just walk into it?
Run into it.
Okay, then I guess. Yeah, and I'm using
It's
the
like-
3D.
The door it opens is like further down the temple.
Got
Yeah,
it.
you
Got
have to
it.
turn around it, and it's that one door that you couldn't get into where the dogs came out.
With the key,
Wow,
where he
not
says you
that
need a
good.
key.
No.
Man, this dog's up on me. Oh,
But
that-
you're saying in the chat, I wish a twin stick layout would be possible, at least full control settings. Anyone remember the GoldenEye double control scheme? That actually would be kind of cool, actually.
yeah.
Well, yes, that would be fantastic. And yes, I do remember that. I also remember the twin stick setting in Pod Racer, where you had two controllers,
Right.
and and each control an engine, which they didn't put in the remake of Pod Racer or the re-release, and that frustrated me.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I actually never liked the Pod Racer game on N64.
But Pat, that's crazy. It's so good.
I did not like it, but I didn't like Episode 1 to begin with, so
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
no. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just never got into it. I thought the racing was kind of hard, at least for me.
Yeah.
But I like I actually never tried the dual stick layout, though. I probably should.
That kind of ruined my flow. I was doing so much better before. Or maybe that was just in my head.
I'm seeing a clock that's saying sounds quite clicky unless he's flicking the analog controls.
It
or
is.
something.
No, yeah, you know what it is my mic is pretty sensitive and the control is just like right under my mic, so I apologize for that. Not a whole lot I can do.
Get a dynamic mic, Dave.
Get a dynamic mic. Yeah, that's probably true. Or I could just use sensitivity on my mic in some kind of like noise suppression, but the thing is then kind of makes the audio not sound as good, so I usually don't use that.
I usually use I
Is
usually use a condenser
Still need a
mic
key.
for VOs and then a dynamic mic for casting and live streaming.
Oh, okay, whoa, I don't want to go back there. Yeah, this is, there's the dog that killed me before. Okay. And now what? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, that's actually what I need next. I need a dynamic mic for my voiceover so they could boom better. Because I'm just doing with this mic and it sounds okay.
Oh,
But I prefer the sound of a dynamic, a condenser mic when I do voiceovers.
nice, I got a shotgun now.
You got a shotgun.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the shotguns in this game are great because they actually are effective at range, whereas in many shooters, when you get a shotgun, it's only good from like freaking 2 feet away, and then
Mhm.
anything past that, the spread's just too wide. And if you've ever shot clay pigeons IRL, you know that shotguns actually have range, and they also have range in Hellslave, which is great.
Did you ever shoot clay pigeons, Nick?
Yeah, not a ton. Not like competitively.
I've done it. That's fun.
Yeah, I've done it too. It's pretty fun.
So the door open yet?
Black powder shotgun. I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Okay, so does this door open now? Yes, it does. Okay.
My uncle had like a black powder shotgun. We'd shoot out of it, and it was like Dust City. Like you shoot it, and just like a bunch of black smoke just gets in your face, and it's not the most fun.
You guys, is it just me, or is this game just really dark?
I think it's really dark in general. I had to boost the contrast up a bit.
Yeah, I was thinking I might want to hold on just a second. I'm gonna boost the gamma on this thing.
So that way you can see.
That's a little better. It's, you know, it's gonna wash out the colors, of course, but it's gonna make things a little easier to see.
I think it's a lot forgiving if you like if you're just like streaming versus like actually recording a video.
Oh, seriously? That was like an execution. They were like,
oh, jeez.
Yeah, I just literally got executed there. I took a different path. I'm gonna be honest with you right now, because the other day this was a breeze, but right now, not so much. Still fun though. I'm sorry, what?
I'm surprised how dark it is on your screen. I didn't remember it being this dark.
Well, I mean, right now I've got the gamma completely boosted.
Damn.
You don't remember it being this dark?
I don't know. Maybe it's my monitor, because I have like a 144 hertz refresh 1440p monitor, but
yeah, but I mean, you're not even seeing what I'm seeing on my monitor. You're getting the raw capture, and I have that boosted up. Like, I have that boosted way up. So I mean, like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how dark it is at times in this game, though.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would say, is that it's very ambient, but at the same time, it's kind of like just hard to see stuff. I think that was true though, even with Quake.
But yeah, Quake was like playing that on the N64 on a RF connection was just a misery.
So the latest comment. No, this is not Powerslave. This is Hellslave, which is a homebrew project.
Yeah, this is a fan game.
But you know what? I have limited time, so I think I want to just start over so that I can show folks some of the other projects. It's an amazing game. I think I want to go ahead and stream it another time. Again, I wasn't planning on my daughter basically skipping her nap, so I have absolutely no idea how this is going to go. But yeah, I just want to kind of show folks as much as I can as far as these projects go.
Yeah, so why don't we what are you thinking next, Dave?
CubeCat is cool. Well, a lot of them are great. And that's the thing, is I felt like I had enough time. I wanted to have enough time to show people a little bit of everything, to be honest with you, because I don't want to like show favoritism to one thing or another. But like Flicky's Flock, it's a really, really good tight controlling Flappy Bird game, you know? And
yeah, actually, the developer that messaged me when I posted on the forum saying that he liked me in my video to show the multi-tap support, but unfortunately I don't have a multi-tap, so I'll have to like load up Sabasan SHIRO and try it on that. We can do CubeCat. The thing is Nick still there? Yeah, he's still here. Nick's still there.
What's up? Yeah,
what's up? Oh yeah, he's just editing. That's right. I keep forgetting. He's editing. He's working hard.
How may I assist?
I just want to make sure you're still alive, that's all.
No, not dead. Not my time.
Okay, so this game is normal, so I'm going to put the gamma back down.
CubeCat!
Yeah, it's very cute.
Dude, CubeCat that was a stunner amongst the entries. I was not expecting to love it as much as I did.
For real, I really enjoyed it, personally.
Oh, yeah.
Memphis.
Giving off some Nintendo and Mario vibes for sure, and the aesthetic,
Oh.
he just friggin' nails it with that music.
Yes.
It's so cute.
Yeah, the Nin I definitely get that. Camera speed needs to be like way up. I noticed that you can actually turn it up to like 200. You can turn it up to yes, it keeps going. And I'm not gonna analog. Yeah, let's put that on. Here's the thing, it's a really slow. Maybe the camera speed only affects the game when you're in analog mode. I was playing it with a digital pad the other day, and the camera was so slow. I'm actually gonna put it back down to 2 and see what happens. Okay, so
says that he can transform the cube cat
okay.
to a working CCD image.
See this? Okay, so he needs a CCD image. What kind of image was it?
I think it came as a bin queue, but the way I did it was I mounted it
Daemon tools or something?
virtually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mounted it virtually with I think Daemon tools.
Mm-hmm.
And I just ripped it
Clone
quotations with clone CD.
Right. Okay. There is an issue with there. It was having a centering issue, with the analog stick. So okay, so let's see. Which one's jump again? Is there a jump?
And you have a double jump.
No? Okay, yeah. And you do have a double jump. That's correct. Okay, so now that I got... It's a little different with the analog controller. I hadn't actually played it with that, so... Yeah, it's charming and cute. I like the textures. They look clean, I guess I'm just not used to seeing... I'm not used to seeing a lot of homebrew games look this polished at this state, because I don't think this is finished, right? He's probably going to do more work on it, right?
Yeah, there's definitely more work that needs to be done on it.
Yeah, but it already looks pretty polished. Like, I love that water texture and the infinite plane he's using. And then everything else looks really cool and not like repetitive. He was able to get the textures seamless enough that they don't look super repetitive. If you know what I mean. Like
sure.
When you use like low quality PC texture. Okay, you can rotate the camera, right? Obviously.
Yeah, actually, Memphis, I'll probably just send you the CCD image, because I mean it's not like this is a fan game, so I don't think they're gonna take me to court over it.
All right, so basically, you want to hit the yarn. You hold B to hit the yarn and send it flying, and you want to send it to those little that little thing at the beginning, I guess.
I didn't even know you could look at these signs. I didn't even know these worked.
Oh yeah, they give you I guess information about what to do next, and you can bounce off the yarn. I noticed. So like if you go like
there's actually an exploited where I would bounce it up and then I would put my head underneath it to bounce it again for like other platforms. Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
all right, so.
You notice that said I got tired of playing picky formats for the Phoebe and Rhea and got a mode. I kind of agree. I'm not a fan of. I mean, I think it has the best compatibility, but man, some of the requirements for CCD gets kind of annoying sometimes.
And it's funny, like I still choose to use CCD even with the mode.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
I'm still having a hard time with this ball here. What in the hell? Okay. Maybe you can tell me what I'm doing wrong.
You need to get really close to it and then hit it.
Right. Okay.
Or
all right.
Do that, or have it bounce off your head.
I'm getting close to it, but
like a certain distance.
as soon as I get close to it, all right. Okay. All right. Okay. This is gonna go in the water. It's gonna end up going in the water. I'm gonna have to start all over again. All right. Here goes.
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, I know, right? All right. There we go. This first level is easy too.
The second level kicked my ass. Okay, I could not get that ball of yarn past those 2 towers without spending at least a dozen minutes.
I do want to speak to. I want to speak to what Stuart is saying, because the truth is that in the homebrew scene, it seems like they don't like the mode too much, because they say that it doesn't really play very well with a lot of the homebrew projects, and they say that it's kind of got sloppy memory handling or error correction. I guess I could probably agree with that to an extent. Like, I've noticed that a lot of the built-in, for example, the built-in soft reset doesn't play well with some of these games, so I have it disabled. That's why you see me resetting my console, because it sometimes does not play well. And so I guess Satiator seems to be doing better for folks with the homebrew.
Yeah,
but
I really hope they. I think one of the complaints is I really like a button reset to go back to the menu
for mode.
For any of them, like.
Well, mode has that. Yeah, that's what.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mode has it. I have it disabled right now because it works for regular games, but for some of these games, like Hellslave, for example, it was causing problems. I did a little bit of a troubleshooting thing, and there were two things that caused problems with Hellslave. If you boot the game without a controller inserted, it crashes, or it just shows a black screen. And then if you disable the soft reset, or if you have soft reset to mode menu enabled, it does the same thing. So I guess some of those games have like some kind of a soft reset call in them that doesn't like the mode trying to mess with that, you know. So I just disabled it for now so that I can show you guys without having to worry about that.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's a big sadness for me, because I have to. The way that the Raya at least works is that I don't know if you can change an option, but it resets to the game instead of the menu. So if you hit the reset button, it'll kick you back. It'll just reset the game, which I guess has benefits, but I kind of like it. Either way, I have to get up to turn it off, so I think I'm just gonna keep it that way, because I'm just gonna turn it off in that case. So.
This is gonna be interesting. I don't quite know how to get. I think this is what Nick was talking about. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
you probably skip to level 3. It's a little bit easier. And
that's true. And they do allow you to do that. Skips directly to level 3.
Yeah, I would just do that and show it off, just so that we can show off the other ones as
Exactly. So yeah, this ended up being quite a surprise, this game. Like, I had no expectation. I mean, I guess with like something like Hellslave, you've seen it, you've heard about it, you have expectations, but like with this, it came out of left field, and I was just like, really? This is so clever.
Yeah, as much as I liked Hellslave, I actually ranked this a little bit higher than it, because I like, not only for like, because I think it was fun, has more. I think it has a lot of potential as well.
Yeah,
Hellslave's impressive though. Not gonna lie.
And I think this game may be a little bit more what do you call it, like accessible to everybody, because it's a genre that I think. So tell me, Pat, what am I supposed to do with this wall here? Bounce it off my head, I guess.
You should bounce the ball and then go underneath it and use your head to bounce it all the way up there. It's like a weird timing thing. Like, you have to hit it and then run over and then bounce.
Oh, you hit it and run over?
Yeah, hit it, run over, and then bounce it off your head.
Okay. I may not be able to.
We just give it a couple more times, and then we can just move on to the next one.
And it went in the water. Yeah, so that's the thing. When I was playing this, I was like, okay, so they probably need to just. The controls are good enough, but they probably just need to work on making it easy enough to be able to do without having to throw your controller.
So where did you rank this one on the list of original games?
Let me see here. I can't go off of memory.
I gotcha.
I'm
guessing you put
Hellslave. Honestly, it's number 2. It's my number 2. Hellslave is number 1, and only because like Hellslave is doing a lot of stuff, and that's kind of like this is a great game, and I mean it looks great. It's fun to play, but Hellslave is an accomplishment, you know, like.
Also, breaking news, I think we're going to have a special guest that's going to join us on the podcast.
Really?
Yep. I told them they can hop in. They asked in the Discord, and
Yeah, sure.
we'll see if they hop in.
Hey, you know, for the love of the game, just posted that a Z target to lock onto the ball would be great, and I completely agree. You know, Zelda style. Being able to Z target would be amazing. But yeah,
kind of cool.
I'm just not gonna.
Move on to, why don't we just move on to the next one?
Yeah. So boot back up into the mode, and we'll try something else. Now, some of these games are just like tiny little demos, and they end up crashing. Some of them are ports of emulators. What should I try next? The pony game, you think? Or Sickle?
Do the pony game.
Pony game.
I do want to at least go up to Sickle, because that one is also really fun. Also, hey, how's it going, guest?
Hey, pony game's always a great choice. Yeah, this is Emerald Nova.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, let me make sure that my audio is coming out right into my headphones and not into the speaker right in front of this mic.
Right now you sound good.
Good thing. Yeah, you sound pretty good though.
Sound pretty good now. So, oh yeah, I can't use analog on this, I don't think. Okay, yeah, no.
Okay.
Whoa, this is so trippy that, you know?
Yeah, this one's a lot of fun. I think my favorite part of it is if you hold the L button down when you're going really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And you can like
Well,
skate.
Okay, I've never been as good at I don't know how much of a delay I'm on than you guys, but I've never been as good at this game to get that kind of airtime.
Oh, yeah, there's like...
This is... Yeah, so this is Ponut's game, and so just to give a little bit of background on his behalf, he used to like to play, I believe it was Tribes, and he liked the sliding mechanics, and I think the jetpacks too. So this game is kind of like a sliding semi-racing platformer. So you're meant to be able to slide up and down these inclines and gain some speed and some airtime.
Yeah, there's definitely like a physics mechanic going on, because I noticed that some, and later on in a later level, I noticed there's an area that has a lot of terrain, a lot of like mountainous terrain. And you can, it's almost like Tony Hawk, where like if you're going up the half pipe but you don't have enough speed, you'll slide back down. You have to have either enough speed or there are certain parts where you literally just can't. You need to find an area that's textured with like a more dirt gravel kind of thing, and there you have more grip, I guess. But yeah, this has come a long way from the early demos that we saw. So, yeah, a lot of work has been done on this for sure.
Yeah, the build for last year's competition definitely was not this advanced, and it didn't have the nice Christmas theme.
Oh yeah, there's the presents here.
Definitely. Is there something with ponies in the Saturn development community?
There's a little
'Cause I
fire
noticed
there.
A lot of the games have ponies somewhere or another in it.
It's just Ponut 64. Ponut 64 is one of the regulars at SX.
Mm-hmm. And he was before he was Ponut 64. His channel was called something else, and I forget what it was.
I think it was Smoky Dops.
Smoky Dops, that's what it was. Yeah, I remember like
he's linked on my YouTube channel too.
Yeah.
We'll have to add him to the recommendations on the SHIRO YouTube in that case, and of course yours as well.
Hey, I mean mine is just live stream archives of the stuff, but I just keep it around just to help people learn what to code or how to code.
Yeah, we're gonna have to boot up your game next. Which
that
reminds me,
I'm still upset about that.
Well, don't be. I mean, you know, how long? I mean, you've got a good framework there. Really, I mean, it's all there, and you just have to start programming the behaviors and stuff like that, right?
It was literally a matter of maybe like 5 hours to port.
Really?
Like, that's probably all it would have taken.
Well, have you already done it? Like past the deadline?
No.
Oh, okay.
Once the deadline hit, I decided to take
break.
2 weeks off.
Yeah.
And the artist Biorex, the one who did all the meshing, he wants me to make a Pilot Wings clone, so I'm gonna be working on that next.
Oh, nice.
And the vehicle engine for that is just gonna be shoved right on top of Seniriu as the vehicle combat section.
Nice. Yeah,
Look at the
it definitely
draw.
had a lot of potential. I think I've really enjoyed the the thing seeing outside of the ship. You can see across to the other platforms. I thought that was kind of cool.
It reminds me of.
Actually, that's what cost me the gameplay. I spent 6 hours figuring out the hulls because the models were coming out right.
Right.
Is that auto generated? Is that the programmatically
Yes.
created? Oh wow. That's really
So
cool.
I mean, let's talk more about it when we get to Seniriu. But for now, like let's focus on Ponut's game.
Ponut's
Ponut's
game.
is super impressive.
Yeah.
So all this terrain here, I believe, is a height map. So he actually can like use that image in the bottom left. That's literally an image
Right.
that he can put together in like paint.net or something like that. Like values 0 through 255.
And it's all
And he shoved it
extruded.
here. Yeah. So like just the white black values just get mapped onto this height and generated like this. And it's a convenient way of doing this kind of terrain. That means it's harder to do things like buildings and archways and stuff like that. So he has to have 2 different kinds of 3D systems on top of each other to be able to like go inside and under things.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Is it so I noticed that obviously we've got quads here, and like right there is an example of kind of like a warped quad. And so you see how the delineation between one texture and another is usually done like this, like per quad, and you kind of get this zigzag pattern. Is it possible to in a future build to smooth that out, or is it pretty much a limitation of how this map is being created?
So each this map is being created by a height map grid.
Right.
So each one of those squares is like the corners of those squares are the points on the grid.
Right.
There is a way, if he added more textures, he could do just like the classic 8 and 16-bit tile-based games would do, and just have transition textures. If you know the texture on the left
Right.
is snow and the texture on the right is dirt, you do half snow, half dirt.
Half snow, half dirt. Got it. A lot of work.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of artist work, and
Right.
most of us are not artists. I'm lucky to have Biorex on my team.
For real, what is do you know what the bad frames mean? Does that just mean like it's a frame drop or something?
Okay, so we were actually having problems because this is kind of related to some of the problems we had on mode. Turns out, I guess for you guys, the problem was really just some weird controller interface issue. But there's a loading technology that we use from the Sega Basic Library SBL, and that's how we get files off the disk into Saturn memory. Now, for the smaller games, the 2D stuff, yeah, you can do that all up front, and that works just fine. For the bigger stuff, like all the 3D games, generally you'll have to load as levels come up, and that gives you your load times. Now, Ponut's system has a thing where he's constantly loading stuff. So there's constantly a different kind of music, not like CD player music, but called the PCM music, basically like constantly grabbing parts of a WAV file and floating in.
Right.
He also actively loads all his models, sound effects, and stuff like that as needed. So part of that loading system is also keeping track of the bad files. So Ponut might correct me later. It is his engine. So what I'm pretty sure that's part of is when the load time exceeds something on hardware. This is not generally something that would happen on emulator, but when it exceeds a certain time on hardware, maybe a frame has to get skipped.
I gotcha. Yeah, because I noticed it happened when going from a CD as well. I still got the bad frames.
Yeah, it's a lot more in the mode. I noticed. Like I didn't get that many when I was playing on the Rhea.
Is that right?
Like I think maybe mine topped 150 tops, but this one is like like you got 150 right out the gate.
Right.
So the current suspicion is that the mode is building error correction code more slowly than the other ODEs, and we believe that was causing some of the incompatibility. So when you build a game, you build the bin and the queue files. The queue is like a sheet that tells you all the information that you're about to read in aggregate, like an index card.
Right.
And the bin is the actual information. And the bin is split up into like different sectors. Now, without error correction code, you have 2,048 bytes per sector or something like that, or bits, I forget. The point is the number is 2048. And then there's a little bit of extra stuff you put on there when you actually burn the CD called error correction code that helps you with, if you got a little mark on the CD or if the laser skips a bit or something like that, it doesn't completely destroy everything. That error correction code takes it up to like 2352 or some weird odd number like that. The way we build the games, we build them the default ISO maker that Joe Engine uses and that most of us use based off of Joe Engine uses a 2048, so there's no error correction code built in. It hasn't been a problem for most ODEs, but we believe the mode might have a little bit slower ECC building than the other ODEs.
Right.
I've already talked to Joe about it, and I think he might be able to update his ISO maker to automatically generate the ECC, so it should be less of an issue. But I don't know if it's not stopping you from playing it on the mode. Maybe the bad frame count will reduce a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not. There's definitely some quirky stuff. Like I before you got on, I was explaining to folks that just out of caution, because we were talking the other night, and you were telling me the problems with mode. I went ahead and just disabled the soft reset function on mode because it has a soft reset that basically overrides and goes back to the mode menu. And it seemed to me like that wasn't playing very nice with Hellslave. So it was that issue and the controller issue. Making sure that there's a hardwired controller inserted so that, it definitely is booting with a controller inserted, and then also disabling all that extra, override stuff that the mode has as like features, I guess, is just a good way to make sure that these games boot and play relatively well. I can't tell. I'm sure that there's a difference, and I could switch over actually to a different Saturn right now and run it off CD, but I can't honestly tell the difference playing this, at least as far as how it feels. It looks the same and feels the same to me, but I'm sure that there are like dropped frames or something like that that I just can't perceive.
This is just a baseless guess on my part based off of hearsay. But I'm pretty sure the fast boot option is what has been breaking a lot of stuff on the homebrew side. And that includes the patches and stuff like that. So when the mode starts up, I believe, based off of not my personal experience, but others' experience around me that I'm interpreting probably incorrectly, that the fast boot writes something into possibly low work RAM, which is where all our 3D games, we generally start out taking up a huge chunk of low work RAM just to load stuff in. That's how Ponut's buffer works. I believe that's how XL2's buffer works. And whenever I'm not stealing code from XL2 for 3D, I'm borrowing cues from Ponut.
I can confirm though for you, just to add extra information to your knowledge base, that I have fast boot disabled, and with that feature where basically mode will overwrite the soft reset, so that what it does is it soft resets back to the mode menu. Even with fast boot disabled, Hellslave does not like that soft reset feature, and it will boot up everything and it'll load the resources, but then it'll be a black screen and you'll hear the music playing in the background, but you'll have no ability to control or start the game. So I can let people go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. It sounds like the mode is loading code into RAM somewhere, in
right?
A place where it thinks that no one's actually going to use it. The thing is, we've been pushing the Saturn. We actually use a lot of the RAM,
right?
Trying to save time, trying to get loading to look okay. I'm almost certain that XL2 is using every bit of RAM he can that he can write to. Like, probably the only thing he doesn't touch is maybe the DSP, if he hasn't started touching that again, or the CD block memory, which you can't really use anyway if you're not using a CD. It's not really meant to be used that way anyway. It's just for loading stuff off the CD transiently. The Satiator solves that problem by adding that feature to the action replay through a modified PSK image, so that the RAM that's used to store that program is on that 4 meg cart and not like whatchamacallit, the actual Saturn.
I gotcha. Somebody said they can't hear you, Matt.
Oh, can they not hear me?
I don't know. I can.
If you can hear me, then that's
Yeah, I can hear you, and it says Discord is outputting to the stream. So, but somebody was saying they couldn't hear you.
You're a bit. His volume's a bit low on Discord.
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay.
So I would want to raise the volume of your desktop audio.
There's a platforming puzzle here that I understand how it works. I'm just having a hard time getting it. But I'm supposed to bounce off of that tower and then hit that taller tower, but I'm just not getting it.
The original build of this pony game from last year's contest that I remember playing, the tolerances for the race times were sub-second. Like, I couldn't finish any of them.
I gotcha.
So he's definitely eased up. Like, the first time you build a game, it's to your abilities, and it's always way too difficult. Like, for Sick and Plain, my game from last year, like, I can barely even finish it.
I gotcha.
So
I'm actually
more
gonna.
time and experience, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna. I only have probably about another half hour before I have to take the kids, and so. But what I'm gonna do is I've showed folks like the big heavy hitter 3D games. Oh, I need to boot up Seniriu to show folks that. And since you're on, I'd like you to talk about it.
Oh boy. Okay.
But let me just go because I won't be able to stream these in the time that we have. Slinga's save game extractor is amazing. Nice little utility that just allows you to take control of your internal memory and your cart memory. And then, of course, on top of that, you got Trekkies who did a translation of the floppy disk drive operator, so it's in English, and you can take control of a floppy disk drive if you have that. Great things to take advantage of. That way you can save your games and share them with friends and stuff, or just back them up to an archive. You got Knight of Dragon, who's actually in the chat. He translated Dracula X Symphony of Night. It's absolutely amazing, the work that he did on that. I'm just going through the hacks and translations real quick so that people can see what's available here. And you guys can get all of this on the SegaXtreme forum. Go check it and just Google 26th anniversary contest, and all these guys are there.
Actually, if it's okay, I'd like to maybe put the original games for download on the Discord and somewhere where they can get it.
You mean like the patches, right? Not like the...
Well, the patches and just the original games, like Cube and stuff. People want to try it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just not the ones with the IP.
With the IP, yeah. No. But for those who have a copy of Dracula X or have gotten a copy somehow, you can download this patch and it translates everything. And even recently, he has changed the menus to 240p, so there's no changeover to interlaced. And for a lot of folks using scalers, that actually helps out. And then Lunar Silver Star Story, a dub edition. Was submitted before the deadline for this contest, and subsequently the MPEG version has been worked on. We're going to be able to play Lunar in like the best way possible, I think, And then, of course, Trekkies Unite just recently finished up his Grandia patch. He was able to put subs in the videos. He's down to basically just clean up, house cleaning, people reporting like tiny little bugs that he didn't find, and then he's just nipping those in the bud, and that's basically it. Grandia is going to be a complete translation, and then of course Fire Prowrestling 6-man Scramble by Malenko is absolutely amazing. If you guys like wrestling games, try this out, because it literally I think it plays way better than some of the WWF games, or the Raw, WWE, all those wrestling games. Some of them are great, but this one's really, really good. It's kind of a hidden gem, and I don't like using that term on the Saturn, but if people don't know about it, it's a great game to try.
I would like to add one thing. So there's a little funny story there. Slinga, he has a save game extractor and a save game copier.
Right.
The copier is a different program, and it's more useful if you have an SD card
Right.
enabled system. I think it's compatible with the Satiator mode right now.
Mm-hmm.
That program, I believe, was started out of a desire to edit characters made inside of Fire Pro Wrestling.
Oh wow. That's awesome. So it's like it all comes full circle. Yeah, exactly. A lot of these projects, I mean, you know, even the Satiator, for example, was Abrasive's attempt to gain access to the Saturn sound chip, you know, and you know, he just needed a way to exploit that because he was in, you know, he did the Dragon Derp cart and for the Game Boy, and he was into the whole like BitTunes scene. Wanted to gain access to the Saturn's music system, and then, you know, that turned into this project of making a flash cart, basically, you know. So it's crazy how these things happen. Flicky's Flock, what should I boot up next? Let's boot up Seniriu so you can talk about it, because since you're here, it just seems apropos.
Yeah. So last year, when I was making Forsaken Plain, I had somewhat procrastinated because I was still in grad school, so, you know, I was just kind of waiting for my Christmas break to actually get to real work on it. And Ponut convinced me to move on from full RGB sprites to index colored sprites to give myself more room and memory. By the time I had figured that system out, I had 5 days left. And then at the end of those 5 days, I had a finishable game of gameplay. And that set my expectations for this year. So this year, I had the help of Biorex to make these models. So those are animated models. You have the animated sword string. There's a puffer on your right. And by the time I got to the final few hours, I had decided, okay, I need to fix the physics system so that it has no more holes in it. And I just need to demonstrate that we have animated models because I'm not going to be able to finish the gameplay time. But
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah, everyone's complaining about my volume.
But
Yeah,
you sound fine to me.
Like,
You sound fine to me.
The cord needs to be a little bit loud, like the desktop audio.
Oh, here.
output.
You know what I can do? Oh, wow. I've actually got you guys pegged, like, all the way to the top. But I can go into advanced audio properties and kind of boost you, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me just give that a shot.
yeah, give me like 3 decibels or something like that.
Set to 100. Just ear-shattering loudness.
Keep going. Keep talking.
Okay, so I guess I don't know how many more people have joined chat, but I'm Emerald Nova. This is my experimental engine build that you guys are seeing. The 0.1.000 version of Seniriu.
There you go.
So it's supposed to be a first-person dungeon crawling RPG, not dissimilar to Daggerfall or Morrowind in construction and design and inspiration. It's science fiction. So essentially, I got to the point where I could implement statistics. I could implement animations of enemies and sword swings. I think you guys just saw a little bit of a bug there with the UI because I'm not using VDP2 to draw it because I was in a rush. So those are sprites, and every time you move, there's a small chance that the rotations don't quite catch up on the UI.
They're strafing.
Yeah. So I spend a lot of time thinking about what the optimal user interface should be. So I wanted minimalistic UI on the front, and I wanted the controller to have the most comfortable way of moving that you could think of while on a Saturn controller, which is limited because it doesn't have the dual stick. A dual stick on a first-person dungeon crawler is almost necessary.
So you can run in this. I just figured that out.
Oh yeah. So I recommend everyone that's actually trying the demo to read the player's manual, because the player's manual has all the lore for the setting, the motivations of what you're trying to be, or you're going to try to be doing inside the game.
Got it.
And of course, actually the actual controls.
Right.
So there's a sneak button. There is a run button. They don't do anything with the enemies yet because the enemies don't have brains yet.
Right.
I'm severely annoyed by the UI glitching out, and it's glitching out more on the mode on the Satiator, and that's my fault because I don't do the drawing right. I need to fix that.
Okay. Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, we could we could switch over to a CD copy. It'd be
No, it's literally it's a minor thing, and there's no gameplay yet.
You know what this reminds me of? The first thing when I saw the katana, it reminded me of Mach X, you know? And then I don't know if you're familiar with that game, but it's like
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, it's the Dreamcast game from the creators of the Shin Megami Tensei series. And Atlas, yeah. But same team that were in same artist, you know? It's just really stylistic, and it's like you have a katana and you're just running around mowing people down. But the other thing it reminds me of, the other Saturn game it kind of reminds me of is the what's that? Cyber? It's not. No, it's like a first-person shooter, and it's like an early release on the Saturn where you have something in your other.
Yeah, there's a few things that might be. So there's Hexen, which is more of a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Baroque is a Japanese first-person RPG.
I could see Baroque.
Yeah. Kingsfield for the PS1 would probably be my most closest competitor, I guess, if I were to pretend it was releasing at the same time.
So would you say you'd be the King Souls of Saturn games?
Robotica, yes, for the love of the game. He just answered it. Robotica. You
actually, so I discovered Robotica after I submitted this build, and I immediately told BioRex, hey, look at this game and play it because we need to copy these environments.
Of course, Robotica doesn't move this smooth or fast.
Yeah, so I wanted to try and I spent an inordinate amount of time making sure that you couldn't clip your view through the walls and that the movement felt okay. Like, this feels good to me.
Yeah.
If I get more feedback saying, hey, the character should be slower, then I'll slow it down a bit.
Well, it is. If you don't hit the run button, it's like this. So you can definitely kind of creep through these halls. If there are like enemies firing at you, and you can kind of take cover over here using your strafe. But if you really want to like just basically do the Star Wars run through the firing, you know, you could do that. This looks good though. I really do like the atmosphere, the environment. You've got the background there of space. It's cool.
All those models in the room are supposed to be like enemies, right?
Yeah. So I just have them pop in the corners of the room that you're in, but I have 4 models prepared with animations for movement and attack. I mean, obviously they're just kind of like non-humanoid, self-propelling blob type deals, so it's not too hard to animate. If I had hitboxes done, if I literally had like 5 more hours, I probably would have been able to just have them, you know, recoil from damage. The entire physics system is based off of like momentum and friction. So I actually had a plane collision system where you could like slide a box down a ramp, not unlike Half-Life 2. The problem is it was just a little too buggy. Like I would fall through the floor one too many times, and I didn't want that. So I just hard coded in just collisions based off of the room dimensions.
Right.
And I spent some time fine tuning that so that you couldn't clip your view through the wall. So like the only time that really happens if you're like hugging the wall and running and jumping, you will sometimes be able to clip, and that's because all the vertices go off screen.
Right. So the sword animation, you would just map that to, you know, like the B button, right? And then have it actually and then modify the hit detection, and you'd have
so the naive way to do that is that there's 2 sword swings there, and they're being played at 50%
speed,
reduced speed. Yeah, so it's a 15 frame per second animation being played at like 10 frames or something. Just for my benefit to try and test things out and make sure all the frames are showing up correctly, because some of them didn't.
Right.
Yeah, that is a Starfleet phaser. That was BioRex's idea.
This looks like
so that would be a foundation weapon.
This looks like the lightsaber training module. It's got this orb with all.
I definitely could. Yeah. The funny thing about this is that the UV mapping for the eyeball didn't quite work, so we decided, hey, screw it, let's just make it like the bad guy from Kirby, and so we have that.
This one's cool. How it kind of like explodes there a little bit.
Yeah.
Nice.
So. Yeah, so basically I would just kind of randomize, you know, a side swing or an upswing based off of, you know, nothing really, just like a random dice roll. and the naive way of doing collision detection is just Manhattan distance. If it's within a certain radius, Manhattan radius of you and the enemy, then you just go ahead and register it as a hit, assuming that they're within a certain angle.
Now
It's really fast
noticed
check.
I noticed that the object on the left, the phaser, it's bobbing up and down, right? And I imagine that would it be too hard to have the camera bob up and down while you walk, just a tiny bit?
It would, but it would probably make me personally motion sick.
Yeah.
No, it's not hard at all because the camera has to be drawn every frame, and what I could do is I could literally just map a sinusoid based off the timer,
Right.
and put it on the -y value.
Cool. So, and then just have it be something that could be enabled or disabled in the start menu or something like that. So that So yeah.
So you notice for the sneak and the sneak should be on I believe the Y button, and the run should be the Z button or one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
The camera height changes, and that's to simulate like when you're running, your head's slightly close to the ground. When you're sneaking, you're crouching. And this freaking UI.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, you're just behind me about 10 seconds, but yeah, so that I'm surprised maybe it's only 5 seconds, but that UI was just going
sword
crazy.
swings, if there's two different buttons for it, it has different properties.
Oh, of course,
So,
yeah.
So the idea with the sword swings is that you have a left attack button and a right attack button, A and B. So you have left equipment, right equipment, and that way you should be able to have like a gun or a shield or a sword or a usable item or something like that. So there's only so many buttons on the Saturn. I could try to put some context on there, like if you're holding left or right while you're swinging, it guarantees a horizontal or something like that. But that would be kind of low on the priority list compared to like a dialogue system.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I really enjoyed the way it looks, and I'm really excited to see where it goes, because I think, like, at least to me, I'm imagining the character is like Worf with a samurai sword in one hand and a phaser in another, just swinging down the hallway.
The lore, like I would encourage everyone to read my lore document, because I'm much more proud of the lore document than I am of this build of the game right now.
Okay.
But the main character is basically like a dog man, and that's like one of the three main powers in this part of the galaxy is like dog people, and then elves, and then like Area 51 gray aliens.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So basically, it's the whole game is based around a political marriage. So you have this dog man that's the son of, the emperor of Raelian space, and he's being married off to the daughter of the king of the elf space, and that's supposed to prevent an otherwise inevitable war.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I thought the lore document is very detailed, and there's a lot of stuff. Like, it has the mechanics for the armor and the weapons. It has the different attributes like strength, toughness, perception. So yeah, this is feeling like that one Japanese RPG tabletop. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of that one.
But yeah, you get some lighting going on, like you have those fluorescent lights on the ceiling, and if you have those like flicker and stuff like that, add some ambiance to the hallways and stuff like that. I can see it coming together little bit by little bit and being more atmospheric.
So the funny thing about that is that there's currently no lighting in the game. That's all just
right.
flat
textures,
flat rendering.
Right.
And that's because SGL lighting system is like fundamentally broken. It's really hard to get consistent effects to go. So what I'll have to do is I'll have to simulate lighting with some sort of GoRad table. So I'll have to learn GoRad shading, which is not something I've done before.
Gotcha. But I guess the most important part is, when are we going to be expecting ray tracing? Live
ray tracing on the Saturn.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If you want me to do a ray tracing demo, as soon as I figure out direct draw onto the frame buffer, I could totally do a ray tracing demo. You just won't be able to play it because there's not going to be anything to do.
Fair enough.
It's like you can do ray tracing on the Amiga, or at least it's not going to look like Cyberpunk. It's going to look like a very low resolution tech demo.
Gotcha. Yeah, no. I always thought that was interesting. I've seen a lot of that on like the tech demos for, like, I think someone had SNES ray tracing as well. And it's
Well,
kind
the SNES ray trace was someone took a couple FPGAs, put them in a cartridge, and duct taped them on the SNES. The actual cartridge was the one doing all the work. He was putting a whole bunch of extra hardware, and the whole point of the project was for him to learn how to do that FPGA stuff. But to call it like SNES ray tracing, it feels like an abuse of terminology. It's like it's like if I shoved a supercomputer onto a Genesis and had full 3D. It's
But the thing is it's just like the whole SNES. You can say it about anything, like what's like playing Star Fox and using those and like with Mario chips and all that.
Hold on, guys.
so
Keep talking. I'm just gonna.
okay. So the difference is with the Star Fox chip as an official release, the dev, or not the dev cards, but the readily available flash cards that are on the market have compatibility for that technique. So what I would consider fair game is if during the lifetime of the console, some series of cartridges came out with a certain extra chip there that has forced everyone making the flash cards to incorporate that technology. If that's the case, if you were able to play that game originally on the console and pretty much every ODE or flash card available has the same technology available, then I would call that fair game. So it's the same reason people on SX, they say, RAM cards are for losers. Use what you got, figure it out. It's because not everyone has a RAM card, and most games didn't require them.
Fair enough. What about something like that? Was the MSU1 chip that they put together that allows the audio streaming?
I'm not familiar with. Can you remind me what that is?
That's the that's the chip that basically makes your I guess on layman's terms, it makes the Super Nintendo like a Sega CD where it has the gameplay, but you can stream audio from a CD or media source directly into the game.
I mean, if you're able to shove it into the SD to SNES so that most people can enjoy it, I think that's what's the most important part.
Okay,
like,
but
I always
like,
prioritize.
you're saying it's like if somebody like literally just straps 3 FPGAs and puts on the console.
Yeah, if you can load it up onto the most popular, most common flash card, or if you can load it onto an emulator or the most common emulator like ZSNES or something like that without an issue, then I don't see anything wrong with it. But like if you're like just taking if you're running a LAN cable from a custom cartridge onto your computer and having your computer do all the work, it just seems like using the frame buffer or the VRAM on the console itself just to do something interesting seems like I guess I would call it masturbatory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of like I think some of the people that just stream, I think somebody did something crazy like stream Twitch chat from an NES console or something of that nature.
So like if you just have a wire coming out of this custom cartridge where you just send it, you just have to map it to NES VRAM. So you need to figure out what colors you're allowed to use, which is it has a very limited set, and what resolution you have to do. But you could pretty much do anything within the limits of the frame rate of the NES. And I believe the NES is capable of 60 frames if you're not pushing the hardware at all.
Yeah, this game actually right here, what was exactly the name of the game again? It was
I believe it was Heroic-Vania.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, we skipped entirely past Tank Game and didn't even talk
Oh,
about it. But,
yeah.
It's meant to be multiplayer, so if you had a second player there, it's fun.
It is
it's like a
fun.
remake of Tank on the Atari.
Yeah, I love it.
I had a funny bug with it where for some reason, because of the extension cables on my console, they got read slightly badly or differently, or the recognition of the controller code didn't quite trigger the way he expected. So I had a suicidal second player just from having, the extension cable plugged into the second port.
Ah, okay.
That's pretty funny. But there's actually a really interesting glitch in Heroic-Vania that's interesting, that if you keep playing it after a while, the sprites will completely glitch out.
Will they?
I don't know.
Oh, that's weird. I went through 5 times in a row because I was enjoying myself. This year's, I believe this mrkotfw's game is almost entirely out of SBL. Kind of piggybacking off Ndiddy's old code from his old platformer. I didn't experience that bug though.
It's really tight
I
though.
actually have it captured. Yeah, I have it captured on video. I'm I'll upload it raw and put it on YouTube. I think I'm gonna do it with all the games I captured.
Yeah,
But,
it'll be good for him to see. So the thing is, SBL is not as feature rich as SGL. SGL has all the stuff built in to help you do 3D stuff, and is kind of usable out of the box. Not as usable as Joe Engine, but usable enough that people have figured it out. SBL, I've not even tried because that's just a little bit too close to the hardware to me, relative. There's less, you know, there's less convenient features or less, you know, boilerplate for you to use.
Yeah,
Is that-
But I'm surprised.
Oh, here we go.
I'm thinking that maybe it's maybe what happened is that I was using it with the RAM card with the action replay RAM. Oh, there it is. There's a.
There it is, right there. I can't even see myself now, but we'll see if I can still play it. Oh,
If I were to guess, it looks like the sprites are generally stored as an index. Oh my goodness. Sprites are generally stored as index, so if for some reason that the index got corrupted, so it's looking at the wrong place in a place where, oh, there we go, Mr. Confuse in chat. So if
He's
it's
gonna have
looking
a
at the wrong
pleasant
place,
surprise.
yeah, if it's looking at the wrong place, it's gonna be trying to grab stuff that isn't what has already been loaded, so it's gonna be garbage data.
still
Yeah,
playable.
I like that. I like that one where he's like splashing. Looks like a fish.
Oh,
That's my favorite part of the glitch is where he looks like he's exploding almost.
this is a feature. That's right. Call it a feature.
Yeah, I'd like to. I actually thought it was like some part of creepypasta where you play it over and over again, and it gets more corrupt, and then like a satanic Pikachu is gonna like come up and be like you don't belong here anymore.
Let's
or
just
you're
call
dead.
it new art assets. Like he morphed into a different form. But
Yeah, it's some sort of memory corruption.
Yes. but I will.
Something is either overwriting sprite data or the sprite index at the very least. It's unfortunate.
Oh, Trekkie's just jumped in. We have shown we've shown all the 3D games. We've shown Tank Game. We've shown this. I really actually don't have a whole lot of time left. I gotta take the kids up to North County. We're gotta drop some stuff off. Anyway, we got some errands to run, and this stream was only supposed to go till 2:30. But we had a bit of a snafu there in the middle because my daughter decided to skip her nap, and that's just being a dad gamer. But anyway, yeah. So this game though is very impressive though. I will just say there's so much promise here. It reminds me of Shovel Knight, like right off the bat. The controls are really tight, like Super Meat Boy or Shovel Knight. Just really, really responsive control. And you don't slip on, you slip just the right amount on these little pedestals, but I can tell right away that this is going to be one of those like Twitch gameplay kind of platformers, and it's going to be rad once it's finished. So I'm excited.
You want to load up Sickle real quick before we head out?
Which one?
Sickle.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah, Sickle's actually a complete game.
It is.
One more for Heroic-Vania. Yeah, so Heroic-Vania, I was actually kind of surprised how good the controls are and how tight they were.
I'm gonna mute my
I'm
mic.
pretty
though.
sure Mr. Kotfw said he slapped this together in like a handful of days based off of Venditti's old build.
Yeah, I think he
he
said it was
can
like
correct me if
3
I'm wrong.
days or something. Oh no, that was the Chris Kringle one. That was
Oh.
3 days.
Chris Mingle.
Chris Mingle, yeah, Chris Kringle.
Apparently that sprite bug has already been fixed in a later build, just not the contest build.
I see your daughter on screen, by the way.
Yeah, let her play. Let her play some Tank. So the thing about this contest is it's kind of structured like a year-end review. There's very few rules about what you can't submit. It's just that everyone's kind of doing the last-minute crunch for Christmas to get it to air in the contest because before I started the contest, everyone just kind of like doing their own thing. But these are all like no one's creating well, I did it once, but no one's really creating a project just for the contest. They're doing it because they want to make the game. And if the contest deadline doesn't quite line up, usually they'll still keep going and try to patch up a little bit.
For sure. Actually, yeah, it takes a little bit. Yeah, actually, I think maybe later today I might hop on and do the fan translation so we can cover those as well. All right, so it's the right, bottom right, top left, top, bottom. Yeah.
No, it's the Pokemon puzzle. So you remember Lieutenant Surge's gym? You have to activate them in the right order.
Yeah. Yeah, bottom left and then the top right, I think, again. Or it might be reversed.
Yeah, this is one of those surprise entries. Like, this happened last year too. Is like we had people that we had no idea were even in the community, or maybe they were in the community, but they never talk in Discord, or you hardly see them on the forums. And something just comes out of probably nowhere. So like, this year, CubeCat, nobody knew what CubeCat was until the freaking deadline. And then same with Sickle. Sickle's a complete playable, nice looking game.
Other door,
And-
other way, Dave.
Oh, you have to go to the left. Yeah. And So no one saw dev builds or anything about Sickle, and then it gets submitted, and like it has a win condition, which is not a rule amongst these contest entries. These are all dev builds. These are all tech demos and stuff, right?
Yeah, no,
So
it's
it's
really
super
impressive. Yeah, this game was actually one of the favorite ones I've played, because I just thought it was so unique. It was so interesting. It reminded me a lot of I think I compared it to Alien Swarm, if any of you guys ever played that one. It kind of had that vibe, which I like a lot. And I guess maybe check the desk in that room, Dave.
You have to steal the key cards, like it's 2D Resident Evil. Think of it that way.
Yeah, I died.
Yeah.
And now it's loading. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. We've already been live for like, I think almost 2.5 hours. But isn't that right? Okay, so I'm gonna try this puzzle one more time. I just don't.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So you do.
I think you might have to restart the grates.
Yeah. So we go up here.
Yeah. Worst case, I'm gonna hop on later tonight, guys. After a little bit later tonight, and I'll do the fan translation. So if you guys are available later on, I can just hop on and just talk about that.
Okay,
Go ahead and ping me, and I'll try to press the everybody get in here button, and then we can get like Trekkies to come back on, and
Cool.
Night of Dragon, sorry, and the others that worked on these.
For sure, yeah. I'll get that once this one's finished up. But yeah, no, I really like this game. Big shout out to the guys that put this and every other one together, because these are just all fantastic. And I'm currently working on a video to talk a little bit more about them, and sort of get people to play them. Be like, hey, there's some games you can actually play for free on your SNES or on your Saturn, and enjoy them. I mean, there's probably stuff on the SNES too, but Saturn's more important. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. So go ahead, and if you're gonna do another one tonight, yeah, go ahead and ping me. I'll try to get everyone in here, and
Absolutely.
maybe I can write a little bit of commentary. But I'm more useful on the OG side than on the hacks and patch and translation side.
Works. I'll Discord open, and in worst case, I'll just talk to people in the chat and the devs if they want to hop in there. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, I'm totally
like
gonna bolt.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's chaos. The kids are just like, I don't care if you're streaming or not, Dad. You said that you were gonna be off, and I did. But yeah, so we kind of got carried away. But I'm really glad, Matt, that you were able to join us. You were able to talk about the making behind these games, because that definitely gives us a lot more insight. And no, it was great to have you with us. Hopefully we can do more of this. Maybe like an update later on. And everybody, be sure to check out Pat's stream later on. He's gonna, like he said, he's gonna stream the patches and hacks. And until next time, remember to play your Sega Saturn. Remember to support. Go download these patches from the SegaXtreme forums, and check out who the winners are, which we'll know this weekend. You said.
Yeah, tomorrow. So just as a real quick plug, so this game is called Sickle. You can see all these games on the 26th anniversary contest feed on the SegaXtreme forums. You can find that link on emeraldnova.com. So emeraldnova.com has all the contest information, and tomorrow night I'm going to update them with all the tabulated scores. All the judges are on there. Unfortunately, the SSG had to drop out, but we still have 8 judges left. I did not choose to replace the 9th judge because it was too close to the end of the contest, because that would be wrong. But we tomorrow night, I'm going to do the stream. I'm going to try and go through all the games real quickly, and we will have the final contest winners, and I will have to start paying out prize money, and there will be some 3D printed prizes, and Millennium Shane will take care of that, and he will stream the 3D printing process as well.
Yep, thanks for joining, guys, and play your Saturns.
And with that, we are out. So we'll check you. We'll see you next time.